Find me whatever you want, Your Honor. I make that amount in 5 minutes at my dealership. Those words hang in the air of Providence Municipal Court. Judge Frank Caprio looks up from his desk. His eyes narrow. The man who just spoke those words is smiling. He's 31 years old. His name is Preston Vandermere. He owns 3 luxury car dealerships in Rhode Island. His suit is custom made. It probably costs $8,000. His shoes are Italian leather. They shine like mirrors under the courtroom lights. A platinum watch sits on his wrist. The watch costs more than most people's cars. Preston stands at the defendant's table. His hands are in his pockets. He rocks back and forth on his heels, like he's waiting in line at a coffee shop. Not standing in a courtroom. Not facing a judge. His lawyer stands next to him. The lawyer's face is pale. He looks like he wants to disappear. If you believe that justice should treat everyone the same, no matter how much money they have, you need to hear what happens in the next hour. Judge Caprio is 78 years old. He's been a judge for over 30 years. He's seen everything. Rich defendants, poor defendants, angry defendants, scared defendants. But something about Preston Vandermere makes him pause. The smile, the casual tone, the complete lack of respect. Not just for the court, for everyone in it. Mr. Vandermere, Judge Caprio says, his voice is calm. Please remove your hands from your pockets and show proper respect for these proceedings. Preston pulls his hands out slowly. He makes a big show of it, like it's a huge favor. Better? He asks. The smile never leaves his face. The courtroom is full today. About 40 people sit in the wooden benches. They're here for their own cases. Traffic violations mostly. Parking tickets. Expired registrations. Normal people with normal problems. They watch Preston with a mix of curiosity and disgust. In the front row sits a woman named Elena Rodriguez. She's 43 years old. She has 3 kids. She works as a medical assistant at Rhode Island Hospital. She's been at her job for 17 years. She takes the bus to work because her car died 6 months ago. She can't afford to fix it. Today, she's here because she got 5 parking tickets. She parked in a loading zone outside the hospital. She did it because she was running late. She works double shifts. Sometimes she only sleeps 4 hours a night. The tickets total $375. That's half her rent. Elena sits with her hands folded in her lap. She looks nervous. Her eyes keep darting to the judge, then to Preston. She doesn't understand why someone who looks so rich is in traffic court. Bailiff, please call the first case, Judge Caprio says. The bailiff stands. He's a big man with gray hair. His name is Officer Mike Sullivan. He's worked in this courtroom for 15 years. Case number 2025 Tier 94,721. The State of Rhode Island versus Preston Vandermere. Preston walks forward. He doesn't wait for the bailiff to finish. He stands in front of the judge's bench. His posture is relaxed. Too relaxed. Mr. Vandermere, you're here today regarding multiple violations, Judge Caprio says. He looks at the file on his desk. Reckless driving, excessive speed, failure to yield, leaving the scene of an accident, and attempted bribery of a police officer. Is that correct? That's what they say, Preston replies. He shrugs. Though I'd argue with the word bribery, I was just trying to solve a problem efficiently. A few people in the courtroom gasp, quietly, but everyone hears it. Judge Caprio's eyebrows go up. Solve a problem efficiently, he repeats. We'll get to that. First, let's talk about the accident. Officer Sullivan, can you present the facts? The bailiff pulls out a report. On February 14th of this year, at approximately 3:15 in the afternoon, officers responded to a collision at the intersection of Hope Street and Angel Street. A black Lamborghini Aventador had struck a 2008 Honda Civic. The Lamborghini was traveling at high speed. Witnesses reported seeing the vehicle weaving through traffic. The driver of the Lamborghini left the scene before police arrived. Who was driving the Honda? Judge Caprio asks. That would be Mrs. Elena Rodriguez, Your Honor. She's present in the courtroom today. Elena stands up slowly. Her legs shake a little. She's wearing scrubs. Light blue with small flowers on them. She came straight from work. She couldn't afford to miss a shift. Judge Caprio looks at her. His expression softens. Mrs. Rodriguez, please come forward. Elena walks to the front. She stands a few feet away from Preston. He doesn't look at her. He's checking his watch. Mrs. Rodriguez, can you tell us what happened that day? Judge Caprio asks. Elena's voice is quiet. She clears her throat. I was driving home from work. From the hospital. My shift ended at 3. I was at a red light. The light turned green. I started to go. Then I heard tires screeching. This black car came out of nowhere. It hit my car on the driver's side. Hard. My car spun around. I hit my head on the window. Everything went blurry for a minute. Were you injured? The judge asks. I got whiplash. My neck still hurts, and I had a concussion. The doctor said I need to rest, but I can't miss work. I have bills. I have kids. What happened after the collision? I was sitting in my car, trying to breathe, trying to understand what happened. I looked over. I saw the black car. It was a Lamborghini. I'd never seen one in real life before. The door opened. A man got out. He looked at his car, not at me, at his car. He walked around it. He ran his hand over a scratch on the bumper. Then he got back in, and he drove away. The courtroom is silent. Elena wipes her eyes. He didn't even check if I was okay. He just left. Preston yawns. Actually yawns, out loud. Judge Caprio's face changes. The softness disappears. Mr. Vandermere, did you just yawn while this woman described a traumatic accident that you caused? Preston looked surprised, like he didn't realize anyone noticed. Sorry, Your Honor. Long day. I was at my dealership since 6 this morning. You were at work since 6, Judge Caprio says slowly. And Mrs. Rodriguez has been at work since before that. She works double shifts. She takes the bus because she can't afford to fix her car, a car that you destroyed. With all due respect, Preston says, my insurance will cover her car. That's what insurance is for. I don't see what the big deal is. The big deal, Judge Caprio says, his voice rising slightly, is that you left the scene. You fled. You didn't call for help. You didn't check on Mrs. Rodriguez. You showed no concern for her well-being. Preston waves his hand dismissively. My car was fine. Just a scratch. If her car was that damaged, other people would help. And they did, right? Someone called 911. Everything worked out. Elena makes a small sound, almost like a sob. She covers her mouth with her hand. A man in the gallery stands up. He's wearing a construction vest. That's messed up, he shouts. You could have killed her. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel once. Order. Please sit down, sir. I understand your frustration, but we must maintain order. The man sits, but he's shaking his head. His jaw is clenched. Officer Sullivan, please continue with the report. Judge Caprio says. The bailiff nods. Multiple witnesses recorded a license plate of the Lamborghini. Officers tracked the vehicle to Mr. Vandermere's residence. When Officer James Moretti approached Mr. Vandermere's home, the defendant was in his driveway. He was washing the car. Washing the car, Judge Caprio repeats. An hour after a hit and run. Yes, Your Honor. Officer Moretti attempted to question Mr. Vandermere about the accident. At that time, Mr. Vandermere made several statements. We have body camera footage. Would you like to see it? Please. The bailiff sets up a laptop. A screen descends from the ceiling. The video starts playing. The footage is clear. It shows a huge house, 3 stories, made of brick and glass, a circular driveway. In the driveway sits the black Lamborghini. Preston stands next to it with a hose. He's wearing shorts and a polo shirt. The polo has a logo on it. His dealership logo. A police officer walks into frame. Excuse me, sir. Are you Preston Vandermere? Preston turns. He doesn't look worried. That's me. What can I do for you, officer? I'm investigating an accident that occurred about an hour ago. At Hope and Angel. A black Lamborghini left the scene. This vehicle matches the description. Were you driving this car this afternoon? Preston sprays the car with water. I drive this car every day. Were you at that intersection around 3:15? I might have been. I drive all over the city for work. Sir, witnesses saw this vehicle strike a Honda Civic and leave the scene. That's a serious offense. Preston turns off the hose. He walks closer to the officer. Look, officer, let's be real here. I don't have time for this. I run 3 dealerships. I employ 70 people. I'm busy. If my car bumps someone, I'm sorry. But these things happen. My insurance will take care of it. You left the scene of an accident. You didn't render aid. You didn't exchange information. Preston reaches into his pocket. He pulls out his wallet. How much is the ticket? 200? 500? He pulls out a stack of cash, all $100 bills. Here's 2,000. Write you the ticket. We'll call it handled. The officer's voice gets stern. Sir, you can't pay me directly. That's not how this works. Everything's negotiable, officer. Trust me. I negotiate for a living. Preston peels off more bills. Here's 3,000. This covers your time, my time, everyone's time. You go back to your station. Tell them the guy wasn't home. No one needs to know. Mr. Vandermere, you need to stop talking right now. What you're suggesting is bribery. That's a criminal offense. Preston laughs. Actually laughs. Come on. Don't be dramatic. It's just efficiency. You guys are overworked and underpaid, right? I'm helping. Take the money. Buy something nice for your wife. Turn around, sir. Put your hands behind your back. Wait, what? Are you serious? You're under arrest for leaving the scene of an accident and attempted bribery of a police officer. This is ridiculous. Do you know who I am? Yes, sir. You told me. You run 3 dealerships. My lawyer is going to bury you. My family knows everyone in this state. The mayor, the governor. Everyone. The video ends. The courtroom is completely silent. No one moves. No one breathes. Preston stands at the defendant's table. His arms are crossed now. His face is red. That video is out of context, he says. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. He removes his glasses. He cleans them with a cloth. He does this slowly. Everyone waits. Out of context, he finally says, Mr. Vandermere, please explain to me what context makes offering $3,000 to a police officer acceptable. I was trying to resolve the situation. In the business world, we solve problems quickly. We don't drag things out. I thought the officer would appreciate the opportunity. The opportunity, Judge Caprio says, to break the law, to betray his oath, to compromise his integrity. That opportunity? That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Preston's lawyer leans over. He whispers something. Preston waves him away. Look, Your Honor, I don't think you understand my position. I'm not like these other people. He gestures vaguely at the courtroom, at Elena, at the man in the construction vest, at everyone. I run businesses, real businesses. I sold 47 luxury vehicles last month. That's $6 million in revenue. In 1 month, I donate to charities. I sponsor the lead teams. I'm a job creator. I'm important to this community. A woman in the back row stands up. She's elderly, maybe 70 years old. You think you're better than us? She calls out. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Order, please. But the woman keeps talking. I worked 40 years as a teacher. I taught kids to read, to think, to be good people. Don't you dare say you're more important. Ma'am, please, Judge Caprio says gently. I'll handle this. Please sit down. The woman sits, but her hands are shaking with anger. Preston rolls his eyes. Oh, come on. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm saying I'm busy. I have responsibilities. This whole thing is a waste of my time. A waste of your time, Judge Caprio repeats. He looks at Elena. Mrs. Rodriguez, how much work have you missed because of your injuries? 2 weeks, Elena says quietly. I used all my sick days. Then I had to take unpaid leave. I lost about $1,500. And your car? It was totaled. The insurance gave me $1,800. That's what it was worth. But I can't buy another car for that much. Not one that runs well. So now I take the bus. It takes an hour each way. I used to drive 20 minutes. So you're spending an extra hour and 20 minutes commuting every day? Yes, sir. And you have 3 children? Yes, ages 8, 11, and 14. Who watches them while you work? My oldest watches the younger 2. I don't like it. She's only 14. She should be doing homework, being a kid. But I can't afford childcare. Judge Caprio turns back to Preston. Mr. Vandermere, do you have children? No. Do you take public transportation? Of course not. How many cars do you own? Preston pauses. Personally, 5. 5 cars for one person. I'm in the car business. It's expected. And Mrs. Rodriguez has 0 cars because you destroyed hers and left her there, injured, alone, scared. Again, my insurance. Your insurance, Judge Caprio interrupts, does not erase what you did. It doesn't give you the right to drive recklessly, to endanger lives, to treat people like they're obstacles in your way. Preston's jaw tightens. I think you're being unfair, Your Honor. You're taking her side because she's poor. This is biased. The courtroom erupts. People start yelling. The bailiff stands up. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel 3 times. Hard. That's enough. His voice fills the room. Everyone goes quiet. Mr. Vandermere, you just accused me of bias in my own courtroom. Let me be very clear. I don't care if you're rich or poor, black or white, young or old. I care about the law. I care about justice. I care about human decency. 3 things you seem to know nothing about. Preston's lawyer stands up. Your Honor, if I may. Sit down, counselor. Your client is speaking for himself, and he's doing a remarkable job of making things worse. The lawyer sits. Judge Caprio looks at the file again. Officer Sullivan, is there more evidence? Yes, Your Honor. We have text messages. We pulled Mr. Vandermere's phone records with a warrant. After his arrest, he made several calls and sent several texts. What kind of texts? Messages to his father, messages to his lawyer, and messages to his dealership manager. The messages show a pattern of trying to interfere with the investigation. Show me. The bailiff pulls up the texts on the screen. The first text is to someone labeled Dad. Preston, got arrested. Hit and run thing. Total BS. Need you to call Chief Morrison. You guys play golf, right? Dad, how bad? Preston, not bad, lady's fine. Just making a big deal out of nothing. Can you handle it? Dad, I'll make some calls. Preston, thanks. This judge is nobody. Probably some local hack. We'll get this dismissed. The courtroom gasps again, louder this time. Another text appears, this one to his lawyer. Preston, find out everything about the judge, where he lives, who his friends are, what he cares about. There's always an angle. Lawyer, Preston, don't send me texts like this. I can't be part of anything inappropriate. Preston, relax. I'm just saying be thorough. Do your job. Another text to his dealership manager. Preston, if any reporters call, say no comment. If any customers mention it, give them extra discount. Keep them happy. This blows over in a week. Manager, got it, boss. Preston, and run the credit on that judge. See what he drives, what he owes. Knowledge is power. Judge Caprio removes his glasses again. He rubs his eyes. When he looks up, his face is tired. Disappointed. Mr. Vandermere, did you really tell your manager to run a credit check on me? Preston shifts his weight. That text was taken out of context, too. How? I was gathering information. That's smart business. Smart business. You tried to investigate a sitting judge. You asked your father to call the police chief. You told your lawyer to find dirt on me. Do you understand what you've done? I was protecting myself. That's my right. Judge Caprio stands up. He's not tall, but he seems to fill the room. You're right. You're right. Let me tell you about rights, Mr. Vandermere. Mrs. Rodriguez had the right to drive safely to her home. She had the right to not be hit by a speeding Lamborghini. She had the right to receive help from the person who hit her. You took away all those rights, and then you tried to buy your way out. You tried to corrupt a police officer. You tried to manipulate the legal system. You tried to use your money and your connections to escape consequences. Preston's face is very red now. You're making me sound like a criminal. I made a mistake. One mistake. We all make mistakes. One mistake? Let's count. You were speeding. That's 1. You were driving recklessly. That's 2. You hit another car. That's 3. You left the scene without helping. That's 4. You offered a bribe to a police officer. That's 5. You attempted to interfere with an investigation. That's 6. You tried to intimidate this court. That's 7. Those aren't mistakes, Mr. Vandermere. That's a pattern of someone who thinks rules don't apply to him. Elena wipes her eyes. Tears run down her cheeks, but she's smiling slightly, like someone finally understands. Preston throws his hands up. Fine, fine. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry? I'm sorry. There. Happy now? Just give me the fine and let me go. I have a meeting at 5. The room goes dead silent. Judge Caprio stares at Preston. For a long moment, he doesn't speak. When he does, his voice is quiet, almost a whisper, but everyone hears every word. You have a meeting at 5. Yes, more important than this court. I didn't say that. You just did. You just told everyone in this room that your meeting matters more than Mrs. Rodriguez's suffering. More than justice. More than taking responsibility for what you've done. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Preston's mouth opens, closes, opens again. Look, I already apologized. What more do you want? I want you to understand. I want you to feel something. Anything. Remorse. Guilt. Empathy. But you don't, do you? I said I'm sorry. You said the words, but you don't mean them. I've been a judge for 33 years. I've seen thousands of people stand where you're standing. Some are genuinely sorry. Some are scared. Some are angry. But you're annoyed. You're inconvenienced. Like this is a trip to the DMV. Like this is waiting in line at the bank. Preston crosses his arms again. What do you want me to do? Cry? Beg? I'm not going to do that. I'm a businessman. I'm professional. Professional? Judge Caprio says. Is it professional to drive like a maniac through city streets? Is it professional to abandon an injured woman? Is it professional to offer bribes? I already explained all that. No, you made excuses. There's a difference. The elderly teacher stands up again. She can't help herself. Give him what he deserves, Your Honor. Others start clapping. Not everyone, but several people. The man in the construction vest, a young mom with a baby, a teenager with headphones around his neck. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Please, I appreciate your support, but we must maintain decorum. They stop clapping, but they're all leaning forward, waiting, watching. Preston looks around the room. For the first time, he seems to notice the other people. Really notice them, and he looks scared, just a little bit. Your Honor, his lawyer stands up. May I have a moment with my client? Make it quick. The lawyer and Preston huddle. They whisper. The lawyer looks frustrated. He keeps shaking his head. Preston keeps gesturing angrily. Finally, the lawyer throws up his hands. He sits down. Judge Caprio waits. Mr. Vandermere, does your lawyer have anything to add? He thinks I should keep my mouth shut, Preston says. But I'm not going to hide. I'll own this. You want me to pay? Fine. How much? 10,000? 20,000? Name your price. 10 seconds of absolute silence. Then Judge Caprio speaks. His voice is like ice. Name my price. Yes, let's just settle this. I'll write a check right now. You think I'm for sale? I think everyone has a number. You think I'm everyone. I think you're human. Humans like money. It's not complicated. Judge Caprio closes the file. He folds his hands. Mr. Vandermere, in this moment, you have shown me who you really are. You've shown this entire courtroom. You believe that money can buy anything. That rules are for other people. That respect is optional. That human beings are transactions. You're wrong about all of it. So what happens now? Preston asks. He sounds bored again. You find me and I leave? Let's get this over with. Oh, we'll get this over with, but not the way you think. Preston's lawyer puts his head in his hands. Judge Caprio stands. Based on the evidence presented today, I find you guilty of all charges. Reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident, attempted bribery, attempted obstruction of justice. These are serious crimes. They require serious consequences. How much? Preston asks. Just tell me the total. The fines for these violations total $14,750. Preston actually smiles. He pulls out his phone. Done. I'll have my accountant wire it today. Can I go now? No. The smile fades. Mr. Vandermere, did you not hear yourself earlier? You said, and I quote, "Find me whatever you want, Your Honor. I make that amount in 5 minutes at my dealership." Do you remember saying that? Preston goes pale. That was you telling me that money means nothing to you, that fines are meaningless, that financial penalties won't change your behavior, so I'm going to give you something that will? What? Judge Caprio picks up his gavel. Your driver's license is suspended, effective immediately, for a period of 2 years. 2 years? 2 years. You may not drive any vehicle, personal or commercial. If you're caught driving, you'll be arrested on the spot. Preston's mouth hangs open. But I need to drive. For work. For my dealerships. Hire a driver. Take a taxi. Walk. Take the bus like Mrs. Rodriguez. Figure it out. This is insane. You can't do this. I can, and I have, but we're not done. Preston looks like he might pass out. His face goes from red to white. What else? You are sentenced to 300 hours of community service. 300 hours? Yes, and not just any community service. You will serve those hours as a crossing guard. A crossing guard. Yes, at Washington Elementary School, on the corner of Hope and Angel, the exact intersection where you hit Mrs. Rodriguez. The courtroom explodes. People cheer, some laugh, some cry. The bailiff doesn't even try to quiet them. He's smiling too. Preston's voice gets high, almost a squeak. You want me to stand on a street corner with a stop sign? Yes, every school day, morning and afternoon, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m., and 2:30 to 3:30 p.m., rain or shine, hot or cold. You'll wear an orange safety vest. It will say community service on the back. You'll help children cross the street safely, something you clearly don't understand how to do. I have businesses to run. You have 70 employees, you said. I'm sure they can manage without you for a few hours. After all, if your dealership can't function without you standing there, you're not much of a businessman, are you? Preston's lawyer stands. Your Honor, this is unusually harsh. Sit down, counselor. I'm not finished. The lawyer sits. Mr. Vandermere, you will also write a personal apology letter to Mrs. Rodriguez. Not typed. Handwritten. Minimum 1,000 words. In that letter, you will explain exactly what you did wrong, why it was wrong, and how you plan to be better. Your lawyer may not help you write it. It must be your own words. Mrs. Rodriguez will decide if she accepts it or not. Elena covers her mouth, fresh tears fall. You will also pay for all of Mrs. Rodriguez's medical expenses. Every penny. Co-pays, prescriptions, physical therapy. Everything. You will pay her lost wages, and you will purchase her a replacement vehicle. Not $1,800. A real car. A safe car. A reliable car. Valued at no less than $15,000. She gets to choose the car. You get to pay for it. Preston's knees buckle. He grabs the table to steady himself. Furthermore, Judge Caprio continues, you will create and fund a scholarship. $5,000 per year. For 5 years, $25,000 total. The scholarship will go to a student at Washington Elementary, a student from a low-income family, like Mrs. Rodriguez's children. The scholarship will help pay for college. It will be called the Elena Rodriguez Memorial Scholarship. Elena gasps, Your Honor, I'm not dead. Judge Caprio smiles, warmly. I know, Mrs. Rodriguez, but this scholarship will memorialize what you've endured, and it will help others avoid your struggles. I thank you, she whispers. Don't thank me. Mr. Vandermere is paying for it. Preston finds his voice. It's weak. You're destroying me. No, I'm teaching you. There's a difference. My father will appeal this. He'll get this overturned. He can try, but this is on the record. Your words, your actions, your attitude, everything. No amount of golf games with the police chief will change that. Preston's hands shake. I want to speak to my lawyer privately. You'll have time. After we finish. We're not finished? Not even close. You also attempted to bribe Officer Moretti. That's a separate crime. A serious crime. You offered him $3,000 to ignore your hit and run. For that, I'm holding you in contempt of court, and I'm sentencing you to 30 days in jail. Jail? The adult correctional institution. You'll serve your time starting immediately. Wait, no, please? Preston's voice breaks. I can't go to jail. Please, I'll do anything. Now you'll do anything. A minute ago, you had a meeting at 5. Amazing how quickly things change. Please, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Are you? Or are you sorry you got caught? Preston's mouth opens, but no sound comes out. Judge Caprio looks at the bailiff. Officer Sullivan, please take Mr. Vandermere into custody. The bailiff walks over. He pulls out handcuffs. Preston backs away. No, wait. Please. I'll do the community service. I'll buy the car. I'll pay everything. Just don't put me in jail. You should have thought about that before you tried to bribe an officer. Before you treated this court like a joke. Before you looked at Mrs. Rodriguez and felt nothing. The handcuffs click around Preston's wrists. He flinches at the sound. This can't be happening, he whispers. It is happening, right now, in front of everyone. Elena watches. Her eyes are wide. She can't believe what she's seeing. The man in the construction vest pumps his fist in the air. Yes. The elderly teacher wipes her eyes. She's crying, but she's smiling. A young woman with purple hair pulls out her phone. She starts recording. This is going viral, she whispers to her friend. Preston looks at his lawyer. Do something. The lawyer spreads his hands. I told you to be quiet. You didn't listen. Some lawyer you are? I'm a lawyer, not a miracle worker. The bailiff leads Preston toward a side door. Preston's Italian shoes drag on the floor. His expensive suit is wrinkled now from stress. His platinum watch catches the light. In a few minutes, they'll take that watch. They'll take his wallet, his phone, his belt. They'll give him a jumpsuit, a number, a cell. At the door, Preston stops. He turns around. He looks at Judge Caprio. I really am sorry, he says, and for the first time, he sounds like he means it. Judge Caprio nods. I hope that's true, Mr. Vandermere. I really do, because if you learn nothing from this, you'll be back here someday. And next time, it might not be a fender bender. It might be someone's life. Preston opens his mouth, closes it. He looks at Elena. I'm sorry, he says to her directly. For everything. Elena stares at him. She doesn't respond. Not yet. Maybe she will someday. Maybe she won't. The bailiff leads Preston through the door. It closes with a heavy thunk. The courtroom is silent for a moment. Then someone starts clapping. Then another person. Then everyone. Even some people in the back who don't know the full story. They clap because justice happened. Real justice. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel gently. Order, please. We have other cases to hear. But he's smiling, just a little. Elena sits back down. She's shaking. From emotion, from relief, from disbelief. A woman next to her hands her a tissue. Elena takes it. She wipes her face. Mrs. Rodriguez, Judge Caprio says, please see the clerk before you leave. We'll need information for the car purchase and the scholarship. And I want you to have the court's direct number. If Mr. Vandermere doesn't follow through on any of his obligations, you call me immediately. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much. You're welcome. And Mrs. Rodriguez, you're a good person. You work hard. You take care of your family. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're less than them. Ever. Elena nods. She can't speak. Her throat is too tight. The clerk calls the next case. The courtroom slowly returns to normal. But everyone who was there will remember this day. They'll tell their friends, their family. The story will spread about the rich man who thought he could buy his way out, about the judge who said no, about the woman who got justice. 8 weeks pass. It's a cold morning in April. The sun is just coming up. The temperature is 40 degrees. A wind blows from the east. It smells like rain. Preston Vandermere stands on the corner of Hope Street and Angel Street. He's wearing an orange safety vest. It's way too big. It hangs off the shoulders like a tent. The back says Community Service in black letters. He's holding a stop sign, a red octagon and a wooden pole. His clothes are simple. Jeans, A sweatshirt. Sneakers. Not designer sneakers. Regular ones from Target. He can't wear his expensive clothes. They got ruined in jail. He spent 30 days in a cell. It was the longest 30 days of his life. He learned a lot in jail. He learned what it's like to have no control, to eat bad food, to sleep on a thin mattress, to share a bathroom with strangers, to be treated like everyone else. No special privileges, no shortcuts. He met people in jail. People who made mistakes, real mistakes, not entitled, thoughtless mistakes like his. Mistakes born from desperation, from poverty, from lack of options. He met a man who stole diapers for his baby. He met a woman who shoplifted food. He met a kid who sold drugs to pay his mom's rent. Preston didn't tell anyone in jail about his dealerships, his 5 cars, his big house. He learned quickly that being rich in jail makes you a target, so he kept quiet. He kept his head down. He read books from the library. He thought a lot. Now he's here, on this corner, every morning at 7:30, every afternoon at 2:30, for 300 hours. Kids start arriving. They walk in groups, some with parents, some alone. They're elementary school age, 6 to 11 years old. They wear backpacks, colorful jackets. They chatter and laugh. They stop at the corner. They wait for Preston to hold up his sign. The first few days were awkward. Kids stared at him. Parents whispered. Some people recognized him. They took pictures, posted them online. The photos went viral. Luxury car dealer serves community service as crossing guard. The comments were brutal. Some people laughed at him. Some people said he deserved worse. But after a few days, something changed. The kids stopped staring. They started talking to him. "Good morning, Mr. Preston," a little girl says. She has pigtails and glasses. "Good morning, Maya," Preston says. He knows her name now. He learned all the kids' names. Maya waits for a car to pass. Preston holds up his stop sign. The car stops. Preston checks both directions. "Okay, it's safe. Go ahead." Maya crosses. She waves at him from the other side. A boy with a soccer ball under his arm approaches. His name is Derek. "Mr. Preston, did you really used to sell Lamborghinis?" Preston nods. "I did." "That's so cool. My dad says Lamborghinis cost like $1 million. Not quite $1 million, but they're expensive. Do you miss it?" Preston pauses. He thinks about the question. "Sometimes, but this is important too. Keeping you guys safe." Derek smiles. "My mom says you're doing a good job. Tell your mom thank you." Derek crosses the street. More kids arrive. A steady stream. Preston helps each one. He waits for traffic. He holds up his sign. He makes sure every child gets across safely. An older woman approaches. She's walking a small dog. Her name is Mrs. Chen. She lives in the neighborhood. "Good morning, Preston," she says. "Good morning, Mrs. Chen." "Cold today?" "Yes, ma'am." "You need gloves. Your hands look frozen." Preston looks at his hands. They are cold. He'd forgotten to buy gloves. "I'll get some." Mrs. Chen reaches into her bag. She pulls out a pair of knitted gloves. "I made extra. My grandson doesn't need them. You take them." Preston hesitates. "I can't." "Yes, you can. Take them." He takes the gloves. They're warm, soft. "Thank you." Mrs. Chen smiles. "You're welcome. Keep up the good work." She walks away with her dog. Preston puts on the gloves. They fit perfectly. The morning rush continues. More kids, more parents, a few teenagers heading to the high school nearby. They all cross safely. By 8:30, the street is quiet. School has started. Preston's shift is over. He walks to a bench near the corner. He sits down. He pulls out a thermos of coffee. He pours a cup. It's instant coffee, not the expensive stuff he used to drink. But it's warm, and it tastes fine. A car pulls up. A Toyota Camry. It's dark blue, clean, well-maintained. The window rolls down. Elena Rodriguez looks out. Preston stands up quickly. "Mrs. Rodriguez." "Good morning, Preston." It's still weird hearing her call him by his first name. Not Mr. Vandermere, just Preston. "Good morning," he says. "How's it going?" she asks. "Cold, but okay. I brought you something. She hands him a paper bag through the window. Preston takes it. He looks inside. There are homemade muffins. Blueberry. You didn't have to do this, he says. I know, but I wanted to. Thank you. Elena looks at him, really looks at him. You're different, she says. I hope so. You are, I can tell. Preston doesn't know what to say, so he just nods. My kids go to Washington Elementary, Elena says. They've mentioned you. They said you're nice, that you remembered their names. They're good kids. They are, and you're keeping them safe. That matters. I'm trying. Elena pauses. I forgive you, Preston. His eyes widen. What? I forgive you. For the accident. For leaving. For everything. Preston's throat tightens. I don't deserve that. Maybe not. But I'm giving it anyway. Because holding on to anger was hurting me. Not you. So I'm letting it go. A tear runs down Preston's cheek. He wipes it away quickly. Thank you. That means everything. Don't waste this chance. You're learning something important. Don't forget it. I won't, I promise. Elena smiles. She rolls up her window. She drives away. Preston sits back down. He eats one of the muffins. It's delicious, warm and sweet, made with care. He looks at the intersection, the place where he hit her, where he changed both their lives, where he learned he wasn't as important as he thought, where he learned that money can't fix everything, where he learned that people matter more than meetings. He finishes the muffin. He packs up his thermos. He folds his safety vest. He'll be back this afternoon, at 2:30, to help more kids cross safely. 3 months later. It's late June. School is out for summer. Preston has completed his crossing guard hours, all 300 of them, every single one. He stands in Providence Municipal Court again. Same courtroom, same judge, but everything feels different. He's here for a review hearing, to check his progress, to see if he's learned anything. Judge Caprio sits at the bench. He reads through a file. Mr. Vandermere, welcome back. Thank you, Your Honor. How was your time as a crossing guard? Honestly, it was one of the hardest things I'd ever done. Not physically, but mentally. Standing there every day. Seeing the people I'd ignored. The kids I'd endangered with my driving. It changed me. How so? Preston takes a breath. I used to think I was special, that I'd earned everything I had, but I didn't earn it. My dad gave me money to start my first dealership. I was born with advantages. I never struggled. I never went without. And I thought that made me better, smarter, more important. But it didn't. It just made me lucky. And I confused luck with merit. Judge Caprio nods. Go on. Working as a crossing guard, I met real people. Mrs. Chin, who knits gloves for strangers. Derek, who wants to be an engineer. Maya, who takes care of her little brother. They taught me more than I taught them. They showed me what matters. Community, kindness, responsibility. And Mrs. Rodriguez? Preston's voice gets quiet. She's the strongest person I'd ever met. She forgave me. I don't know if I would have forgiven someone like me. She works so hard. For her family. For her patients. She's everything I wasn't. And she showed me what I could be. What about your dealerships? I made changes. Big ones. I stepped back from day-to-day operations. I promoted 3 of my managers. They're running the business now, and they're doing great. Turns out I wasn't as essential as I thought. I'm still the owner, but I'm not in charge. I'm learning to trust people. What are you doing with your time? I'm volunteering. At a community center in Providence, I teach financial literacy, budgeting, saving, credit. Things I took for granted. Things that can change people's lives. I work there 3 days a week. You're working for free? Preston smiles. Yes, and it feels better than any sale I ever made. Judge Caprio leans back. Mr. Vandermere, I'm going to be honest. When you first stood in this courtroom, I didn't think you could change. I thought you were too far gone, too entitled, too blind. But I'm glad I was wrong. Thank you, Your Honor. Don't thank me yet. You have 2 more years without your license. How are you managing? I have a driver. His name is Marcus. He's a good guy. We talk a lot. He's teaching me about his life. his struggles. It's eye-opening. And the scholarship? Fully funded. The first recipient was chosen last month. A girl named Jasmine. She's incredible. She wants to be a doctor. She'll get $5,000 a year for 5 years. It'll help her family so much. Judge Caprio smiles. That's good. That's really good. There's more, Your Honor. Oh? I want to expand the scholarship. Make it 10 students instead of 1. $50,000 a year instead of $5,000. I've talked to my father. He's donating too. We're setting up a foundation, the Rodriguez Opportunity Foundation. It'll help low-income students in Rhode Island. Forever. Elena, who's been sitting in the gallery, gasps. She stands up. Preston, you don't have to. Preston turns to her. Yes, I do. You saved me. You and Judge Caprio. You showed me that there's more to life than money and status. This is the least I can do. Elena wipes her eyes. Thank you. No, thank you. Judge Caprio watches this exchange. His eyes are wet too. Mr. Vandermere, you've completed all your requirements. Your community service is done. Your fines are paid. You've served your jail time. You've apologized and made restitution. You're free to go. What about the contempt charge? I'm dismissing it. You've learned your lesson. You don't need more punishment. You need encouragement. Preston exhales. He didn't realize he was holding his breath. Thank you, Your Honor, for everything. Don't thank me. Thank yourself. You did the work. I just pointed you in the right direction. Will I get my license back? In 2 years, if you stay out of trouble, if you continue volunteering, if you prove that this change is permanent. I will. I promise. Good, because I believe in second chances, but not third chances. Understand? Yes, Your Honor. One more thing. Sir? Judge Caprio stands. He walks down from the bench. He approaches Preston. He extends his hand. Preston shakes it. I'm proud of you, Judge Caprio says quietly. Not everyone changes, but you did. That takes courage. Preston's voice breaks. Thank you. That means the world. They shake hands for a long moment. Then Judge Caprio returns to the bench. Next case, he calls. Preston walks toward the exit. Elena meets him in the aisle. Coffee, she asks. He smiles. I'd like that. They walk out together. 2 people who started as victim and villain, who are now something else. Not quite friends. Not yet, but getting there. 6 months after that. The local news runs a story. Former luxury car dealer Preston Vandermere has donated $100,000 to Washington Elementary School. The money will fund a new traffic safety program. Crossing guards will receive training. Intersections will get better signage. Students will learn pedestrian safety. The news anchor continues. Vandermere, who completed 300 hours of community service as a crossing guard last year, says he wants to prevent accidents like the one he caused. In a statement, he wrote, I was given a second chance. Not everyone gets that. I want to use my privilege to help others, to make my community safer, to give back what I almost took away. The segment shows footage of Preston at Washington Elementary. He's teaching a class about traffic safety. Kids raise their hands. He calls on them. He smiles. He listens. He's different now. Not just his clothes. Not just his attitude. Everything. The way he stands. The way he speaks. The way he looks at people. In his dealership office, the walls used to be covered with photos of expensive cars. Awards. Sales records. Now they're covered with drawings from elementary school kids. Thank you cards. A photo of him in his orange safety vest. His father visits one day. He looks at the walls. You've changed, his dad says. I had to, Preston replies. Are you happy? Preston thinks about the question. Yeah, I am. For the first time in a long time, I actually am. His father nods. Good, that's what matters. They stand together in silence, looking at the walls, at the evidence of transformation, at proof that people can change, if they want to, if they're willing to do the work. Elena Rodriguez stands in her driveway. She looks at her car, the dark blue Toyota Camry that Preston bought for her. It runs perfectly, never breaks down, gets her to work on time, gets her kids to school safely. But it's more than a car. It's a reminder that justice exists, that people can change, that forgiveness is powerful. Her oldest daughter walks out. She's 16 now. Mom, we're going to be late. Elena smiles. Coming. She gets in the car. She starts the engine. She drives toward the hospital, where she'll work another double shift, where she'll help people, where she'll make a difference. She passes the intersection of Hope and Angel. She slows down. She remembers that day, the crash, the fear, the pain, but also what came after, the justice, the change, the hope. She keeps driving. In his chambers, Judge Frank Caprio sits alone. It's late. The courthouse is empty. He reviews files for tomorrow's cases. He comes across Preston Vandermere's file. He opens it. He reads through the notes, the charges, the evidence, the sentencing, the follow-up reports. He smiles. This is why he became a judge. Not to punish, to teach, not to destroy, to redirect, not to give up on people, to believe in them, even when they don't believe in themselves. He closes the file. He places it in the archive cabinet, under R for resolved. He turns off his desk lamp. He stands. He puts on his coat. He walks out of his chambers, through the empty courtroom, past the bench where he sat for 33 years. Tomorrow there will be more cases, more people, more mistakes, more chances to make a difference. But tonight, he goes home, to his family, to dinner, to rest. And he sleeps well, because today, justice wasn't just done. Justice changed someone, made them better, made the world a little bit safer, a little bit kinder. That's worth everything. The end. Money can buy many things. It can buy cars, houses, clothes, vacations. It can buy comfort, convenience, status. But money cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. It cannot force forgiveness. It cannot guarantee happiness. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom in the city of Providence, in the state of Rhode Island, money absolutely cannot buy justice. Because justice isn't for sale. It isn't negotiable. It isn't something you can shortcut or skip. Justice is earned by taking responsibility, by facing consequences, by changing, by growing, by becoming better than you were. Preston Vandermere learned this lesson the hard way, but he learned it, and that makes all the difference. If you believe that everyone deserves a second chance, but only if they earn it, then you understand what happened in that courtroom. If you believe that privilege comes with responsibility, not permission to harm others, then you know why Judge Caprio did what he did. If you believe that the richest person and the poorest person should stand equal before the law, then you know why this story matters. Because it's not just about one accident, one trial, one sentence. It's about who we are, who we want to be, what kind of world we want to live in. A world where hitting someone and driving away has consequences, where bribing police officers doesn't work, where treating people like they're beneath you will come back to haunt you. But also a world where people can change, where redemption is possible, where forgiveness exists, where second chances are real. Preston Vandermere walked into that courtroom as one person. He walked out as someone different, someone better, someone who finally understood what his money couldn't teach him. That every person matters, that every action has consequences, that every privilege carries responsibility. And that justice, real justice, is the great equalizer. It doesn't care about your bank account, your car, your house, your connections. It only cares about the truth, about fairness, about making things right. That's what happened in Providence Municipal Court. That's what happens every day in courtrooms across America, when good judges refuse to be bought, when good people stand up for what's right, when consequences meet privilege and privilege loses. This is justice, real justice, equal justice, and it's beautiful.